Hi guys, my name is Blessing and welcome back to my channel. This video is going to be a little bit of an introduction to my Forex trading journey and then things I didn't know when I first started. So I hope you guys stay tuned and enjoy this video, and let's go ahead and get into it.
27 hearts beat!
So I just finished my first year of college and I'm about to go into my second year. And this year, 2020 has really put a lot of things into perspective for me. Things I really didn't think about before and things that weren't really on my mind before are on my mind now. And I'm honestly very thankful for it. 2020 has brought a lot of crazy experiences. A global pandemic, a huge movement, quarantine, just a lot of things have changed this year. I had to pack up and move all of my stuff from college back home, and it just made me realize how financially dependent I am on my parents. And because of that financial dependence, I have to live at home. I am not able to have my own experiences and do the things that I would like in life. So I'm going on this journey of financial independence so I can live the lifestyle that I want to live, so that I can become financially independent, so that I can one day get an apartment and one day travel, because that is really my goal in life, is to see the world. And at this state that I am in now, I obviously can't do any of that. And then I also figured out that because so many people lost their jobs this year or got laid off or lost hours of work, that I never want to be reliant on somebody else for making money or for my lifestyle. That I want to be in complete and utter control of my life. And I don't want anybody to be able to fire me at the drop of a hat, or to have a job one day and not have a job the next day. So I eventually do want to work for myself. I want to be an entrepreneur, and in order to do that, I'm going to need money. All of these things that I want need money, and I had to sit back and think, how can I achieve my goals? How am I going to be able to do what I want in life? And I heard of something called Forex, but I never knew what it was. I just saw charts, looked at it, and I was like, it's risky. There's no way I could do that. But for some reason, because of everything that happened this year, I heard of Forex again, and I asked a couple of my friends, do you know what Forex trading is? Should I try it? And honestly, my friends told me to not do it because people can lose a lot of money. And at first I took their word for it, but for some reason I wanted to do my own research, and I started researching it more and more. It just seemed like something that I wanted to do and that I needed to do in order to reach my financial independence goals. So I started doing my research and I started learning more and more about it, and I'm like, this is something I want to do. So I started officially in May. I started my journey in May, and it's been a couple of months and I have learned a lot, but there's a lot of things that I wish I knew when I first started. Like, I didn't even know what charts look like. I didn't know what a pip was, what a lot was. I just dove in head first, not knowing anything about what Forex was. I'm honestly glad I did it. Once I started, I knew there was no looking back. Even if I wasn't successful, I was going to try and try again. I'm still going to try and try again because I am nowhere near an expert. I'm a complete beginner with this. I only started a couple of months ago. So I'm really excited to go on this journey, and I'm excited to broadcast it on YouTube, because when I was learning and researching, there was not a lot of people recording their journey on YouTube. So I wanted to do that to help others and just see my progress as I go as well. So there were a lot of things I didn't know when I first started, and I'm going to share those things today. It's definitely fun to dive in head first, not knowing what you're getting yourself into, but also at the same time, it's good to be educated before you start doing something that could be potentially risky. So my first thing that I didn't know is that you should always know your why. Knowing your why is extremely important because it keeps you disciplined and it keeps you determined to learning Forex, learning the skill, and accomplishing your goals. Like I mentioned before, my why is just to be financially independent, to get my own place, to travel, and to live the lifestyle that I ultimately want to live. And just keeping that in the back of the mind whenever I'm trading, whenever I'm journaling, is super important because it keeps me on the path toward my goals. Trading is truly a lifetime skill and you have to keep learning. but once you learn the skill, it is something that nobody can ever take away from you. A job can be taken away, but the skill of actually knowing how to trade Forex can never be taken away from you, and that is something to always keep in mind. Second, you want to give yourself time and have patience. Certain topics took me a long time to grasp. Like a pip, it just was such a foreign thing to me. It was so foreign to me. But once you get it, you get it. You just have to give yourself time. Don't rush yourself. Trading is an emotional roller coaster. People take drugs, but trading, if you trade, you don't need any type of drugs because there's ups, there's downs, there's highs, there's lows with trading, and you just have to ride the wave. Another thing is that if you're friends with traders, you should never be comparing your profits to their profits, because profiting is easy. You can get lucky, you can take signals, but learning the skill, learning how to trade, learning how to understand the markets, that takes time. That takes patience, and that's something you can never compare to somebody else. It's about the skill, and it's not about how much money you're making ultimately. So in order to start trading, you don't need a lot of money. You can literally start with a minimum of $100. But the thing is, with that money you're trading with, you have to be completely unattached to it. You have to be able to lose the money you were trading with at any moment of time, because that's how crazy the markets are. If you are emotionally attached to the money you're trading with, you start making stupid decisions, you start emotionally trading, and it just eventually leads to you losing a lot of money, and that is not what we want. I really wish I knew at the beginning to look at the percent increase in your account and not the dollar amount, because you can make $5 and think, oh, it's only $5. I just spent 2 hours analyzing the charts and only made $5. That's nothing. I'm not making any money. But if you made $5 on a $100 account, sis, that's a 5% increase. And if you make a 5% increase on a $100 account, you can make a 5% increase on any account size. You just have to apply what you did on that $100 account to a larger account. So you can make a 5% increase on a $1,000 account, a 5% increase on a $10,000 account, and ultimately a 5% increase on a $100,000 account. You just have to build your way up to there, but you're good to go. You want to be especially disciplined when you start Forex trading, specifically when you start making money. Once that money starts coming in, you might be tempted to take it out and start spending it, but you want to keep it in your account so you can grow your account size and eventually multiply your account and use that money to make you even more money in the future. This requires extreme self-discipline, but it is so worth it in the future, because the higher your account size, the more money you can make, and that is what we want. We just want to multiply our account so we can multiply our earnings. And one of the most important things when Forex trading is to create a trading plan. In this trading plan, you want to include why you trade, what you trade, how you trade, and when you trade. So I will go into this deeper in the future, but for now, that's what you want to include. And you also want to include rules about whenever you place a trade. So whenever you're looking at a trade, you want to make sure it has certain things that you always check off before you place it. And if your rules align and all your rules are checked, then you can place a trade. But you don't want to place a trade suddenly or without looking at certain things and checking certain parameters before you place this trade. Another big thing with trading is to always have a risk to reward ratio, because one trade can wipe out your entire account. Another thing with having a risk to reward ratio is that you can lose more trades than you win, but ultimately you can be profitable if you were following proper risk management. And that is something amazing about trading. And that's also why you shouldn't freak out too much about your losses. You can only learn from them, but you shouldn't freak out or get emotional about them, because if you're following proper risk management, you will be profitable. One thing that was super tempting, especially with me, is to hop from one strategy to the next, but this is not good at all. You want to learn one strategy and you want to learn it really well. You want to master it and then try taking on another one. Because if you try to hop from one strategy to the next, the trades you will be placing will be very inconsistent, and being inconsistent will lead to inconsistent results. And you want to be consistent with trading, because consistent actions will lead to the proper results. So just find a strategy you like and master it. When I first started, I used to zoom in really close to the charts so I could see each candlestick. But no, don't do this. Do not do this. You want to zoom out and see the overall trends. The overall trends are your friends. You want to understand the big picture of the markets and the currency pair that you are trading. You want to know what's happening on the day, the week, the month. You want to see the big picture so you're not trading against any trends and you know what's going to happen inevitably. There's also certain days that you want to stay away from the market, especially as a beginner. They're just days where the market is iffy and you will likely lose more money if you trade on these days. And this is the beginning and the end of the week. And if you really think about it, it makes sense because the markets are closing or just opening and everything is just a little bit more iffy. It's not super consistent. So you want to stay away from trading on Sundays, Mondays, and Fridays. You want to only trade on days that you feel comfortable with trading, and for me that's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It's different for everybody, but just find those days that you feel a little bit more comfortable trading and trade on those days. And this also means that if you're not feeling good one day and you don't feel like trading, do not trade. You want to live to trade another day. You do not want to blow your account because it was a bad day for you. You only want to trade when you feel comfortable. One thing I'm really thankful that changed within me when I started forex trading is that I became more knowledgeable about what was going on in the world because I started reading the news. It's crazy how much a government official speaking will change the markets. I remember one time I watched Trump speaking, and as he was speaking, the markets were going down. Being updated on the news and what's going on in the world is super important because the news trumps everything. If something big is happening in the world, you could have done your analysis and seen that there was a trend downward, but the news can cause something to go up just like that. So you don't want to only focus on technical analysis, focus on your fundamentals, focus on what's going on in the world, stay updated on the news, get the news app, set your notifications, look at Forex websites that talk about news. That is super important. Just stay updated in the world so you don't end up trading against the news. Another thing is, though it may be tempting, stay away from indices because they're super volatile and move really fast. It's honestly scary how fast they move. One wick in US 30 can blow your whole entire account just like that. That is how crazy indices are, and as a beginner you want to stay away. You can definitely build yourself up to them, but if you're first starting, it's not something you want to do. I have tried trading indices and I have just lost money. At first I will be making a couple of dollars here and there, and then I'll enter again and boom, all my profits plus more gone just like that. So I'm working my way up to indices. As a beginner, I just don't recommend it. And one of the biggest things with Forex is you don't want to over leverage. You want to build your account over time and build up small wins rather than winning big on one trade idea. It's really easy to be tempted to put a huge lot size, a 0.5 lot size, when you think your trade idea is 100% gonna happen, that it's good, that you know this is gonna happen, but you just want to build the consistency and build your mentality with trading that it's not a get-rich-quick scheme. Just know that it's going to take time, and over-leveraging is not the way to make money with Forex. If you need money right now, don't start trading Forex because Forex takes too much time to learn and to master. If you need money right now, it will lead to you losing a lot of money in the markets because you're in a place of desperation and you're emotionally attached to any money that you trade with. So if you do feel like you need money right now, it's better to get a job or to find some other way of making money, because Forex trading when in desperation is not a good idea. And another really big thing I didn't know is to not trade emotionally. I remember when I told my parents I started Forex trading, they thought I was gambling, but no, it's not gambling at all if you do your analysis on every trade you do. Every trade you enter into MT4 needs to be based completely on analysis, not on a feeling where you think the market is going to go. And when you base something on analysis, you feel a lot better whenever you see the numbers that MT4 may show. So I may enter a trade and it goes immediately into the negative and it's dipping and dipping, but because I did my analysis, I know that I knew where the markets were going to go. I was 90% certain that the markets were going to go a certain way. So I don't get tempted to pull out my trade, but instead I wait for it to hit stop loss or take profit because I did my analysis. So if it doesn't go my way, it doesn't go my way. but at the end of the day, I did my analysis and I was 90% sure of what was going to happen. This also has to do with risk management as well. So just do your analysis, do proper risk management, and it's okay if your trades hit stop loss because you were consistent with your actions, and it will all be okay in the end. You will be profitable at the end of the week if you place things properly. So I am still a beginner. I'm still on my journey. I'm still learning a lot every single day about Forex trading and the foreign exchange market, but I'm really glad that I took the time to learn what I have so far. And I hope some of the things I said in this video help you guys out there. If anyone has any comments or questions or tips for beginners like me or any other beginners out there, please leave them in the comment section down below. That would be very helpful. Please give this video a like, smash that like button. It means so much to me and it really helps me out a lot. Also subscribe and hit that notification bell to get notified every time I post a new video. And I'm excited for this journey, and I'm excited for what's to come and what I can share with you guys. So I hope to see you in the next video. So I'll see you guys then.